Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see the current affairs of August 1st, 2021. And this Sunday's newspaper is very important to cover science and technology and environment related current affairs. So let's get started with our discussion and let us see first topic. The title says India and China hold 12th round of dialogue. Okay, so this article mainly focusing on India-China relations. So this article will be important regarding GS paper 2. So now first let us see what is the issue, and now let us try to understand background, and we are going to see what is written in this topic. So as we all know, India and China shares border, right? So in this boundary, we are having issues with China in three sectors. First one is in eastern sector, that is in Arunachal Pradesh. Second one, it is in central sector in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. And in western sector, we are having issue in this LAC region, line of actual control. So what happened recently, I think from April 2020 onwards, there was a military standoff across this LAC region. And this military standoff also led to Galwan Valley incident. So in that Galwan Valley incident, about 20 Indian soldiers, they lost their life. Okay, so this is about some issue background. So now let us try to see some area here. So actually this area which already under control of China, this is called as Aksai Chin. So here we have LAC, line of actual control. And here we have this Pak occupied Kashmir. Here we have LOC, line of control. Okay, so this is Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, and here it is Ladakh Union Territory now. So now let us try to understand this topic in a very great detail. So since military standoff that is seen in this area, that is LAC region, so we went for multiple rounds of talks with China, mainly for disengagement and to come up with status quo in this region. But what happened till now, only we saw disengagement in this Pongyongso Lake area. Okay, and here this article mainly says that we are going to have, or we already had this 12th round of dialogue yesterday. So in this area, they are mainly focusing on other disengagement areas, for example, Gogra and Hot Spring areas, Demchok, okay, Dipsang Valley, Dipsang Plains, etc. So now let us try to understand this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that India and China, they hold 12th round of Corps Commander talks at Maldo. So this Maldo, it is located on Chinese side. And here in this meeting, they mainly focused on working out for agreement for second phase of disengagement in Gogra, Hot Spring areas which are located in eastern Ladakh. So details of this meeting or details of these talks are not yet known. So this is one important thing we need to wait further. So if you see details, it mainly says that disengagement had been completed both the sides on this Pongyongso Lake area. And other friction points, they remain to be resolved. They include Gogra, Hot Springs, Demchok and Dipsang Plains. And if you're talking about buffer zones, they are established in some places. And as part of earlier talks, ground remains very much stable. And we are going to have this talk mainly to resolve some other unresolved areas. So in eastern Ladakh, India and China, they have two mutually agreed dispute areas. For example, Trig Heights and as well as Demchok, and 10 other areas. In those areas, there are differing perception that is seen between India and China. So these are some important highlights, and whenever early details of this meeting which may be released, and we are going to have a discussion on that. So here you need to discuss about maps, and you need to open your atlas and you have to see maps. And I already discussed about what is this map, right? So now let us try to see next topic. Title says INS Airavat provides assistance to distressed fishing boat. So this article talking about INS, Indian Naval Ship Airavat. So this topic will be very important regarding GS paper 3 under security. So now let us try to understand this topic in a very great detail. First, let us see context. If you see context, it mainly says that Eastern Naval Command ship INS Airavat. It is a Shardul class amphibious warfare vessel. So it mainly rescued 7 crew members from a distressed fishing boat in Car Nicobar Island coast in Andaman area of Bay of Bengal. So what happened in Andaman area of Bay of Bengal? One 7-membered crew ship mainly distressed, okay, that is mainly drowning. So because of that, this naval ship, okay, INS Airavat, which mainly went there and rescued the 7 crew members. So now let us try to focus on facts of this ship. So this INS Airavat, which mainly belongs to 3rd Shardul class amphibious warfare vessel of Indian Navy. So here you need to remember it belongs to 3rd Shardul class, and this INS Airavat commissioned at Eastern Naval Command in Visakhapatnam on May 2009. Okay, so in May 2009, so this ship mainly commissioned in Eastern Naval Command in Visakhapatnam. And if you see this INS Airavat, which mainly named after Mount of God Indra. Okay, in Puranas also, in Rig Veda, it was mentioned, that is Elephant Airavat. So this Airavat was built by Garden Research Shipbuilders and Engineering in Kolkata, and this primarily used for amphibious assault operations and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief during natural hazards or natural disasters. And next one is this also it's also used for stunt refueling for other naval vessels. So these are some important uses of this INS Airavat. And now let us move on to next topic. Title says center suggests cubs in 46 districts with high positivity. So again in this article talking about this COVID-19 cases. So again one cause of concern here is there is rise in number of cases, especially there are more than 40,000 mark which mainly crossed. So out of this 40,000, more than 22,000 cases are recorded in Kerala itself. So this is one cause of concern. So this article will be important regarding health, which comes under GS paper 2. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that with heavily tally of new coronavirus cases touching a 24th day high, that is 41,649 cases. So as we saw, second wave from March to May 2021. So what happened? We are seeing now subsiding of this second wave of coronavirus, and concern here is there is again rise of cases. So in 24 days, 24 hours, we are seeing 24-hour high yesterday, that is with 41,649 cases. So this is cause of concern because we are also expecting third wave soon. So in this context, Health Secretary has written to several states that all districts reporting a positivity rate of more than 10%. Okay, so here in this context, our Union Health Secretary has written to several states that all districts they need to report positivity rate if they are getting more than 10%. That means out of every 100 tests, if there are any cases like 10 cases are positive, that is called as positivity rate. So whenever districts are having this high positivity, when we are comparing here, that is more than 10%, then they need to report. And if you see details, it mainly says that according to statement, that is Health Secretary statement, it mainly aims at to curtail the movement of people and formation of crowds, intermingling of people to prevent the spread of infection. So because of increasing number of daily cases now, our Health Secretary gave a report, and this report aims to prevent and to curtail movement of people, formation of crowds, intermingling of people to prevent the spread of infection. And over 80% of active cases in states, they were under home isolation now. And according to Director General of ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research, over past few weeks, 40,000 fresh cases they were being reported every day, and there is more than 10% of positivity rate. And 53 districts they are showing positivity rate between 5 to 10%. And here in this context, Center advisor states to conduct a state level sero survey and to come up with the district wise or disease prevalence data. So why we need to go for sero survey? So whenever we are going for this sero survey, So it will be mainly helpful to detect number of antibodies present. Okay, so number of antibodies or whether antibodies are present or not. So we can get this data such that we can expect herd immunity will be developed in community or not. So this is just of this topic. And now let us see next topic. Title says United Nations warn hunger is expected to rise in 23 global hotspots. So this article mainly focusing on hunger. So this is an important topic which is directly in our syllabus, okay, which comes under GS paper 2. And this topic will be especially important from mains point of view. So this article talking about one important report. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that hunger is expected to rise in 23 global hotspots in next 3 months, with the highest alerts for catastrophic situations in Ethiopia, Tigris region, South Madagascar, Yemen, South Sudan, Northern Nigeria. So in all these areas, in next 3 months, we are going to expect high alerts of catastrophic situation, that is regarding hunger. So this is according to United Nations agencies. So recently United Nations agencies, they came up with a new report. So report title is Hunger Hotspots. So this mainly says that, this report mainly says that between August-November, acute food insecurity that is seen. So this acute food security deteriorate number of people. Okay, and according to this report, some important highlights include, top of the list is Ethiopia, and number of people who are facing starvation and death, they expected to rise to 4,01,000, and highest number that is seen since 2011, that is 2011 famine in Somalia. So these are some important key highlights. And if you see further more details in southern Madagascar, so this southern Madagascar hit by the worst drought in past 40 years. Okay, so why we are expecting increase in hunger? Because so in Madagascar it was affected by worst drought in past 40 years, and here pest also affecting staple crops in those areas, and there is also rising in food prices because of disruption supply chains due to COVID-19. And 14,000 people, they are expected to be pushed into catastrophic, for example, acute food insecurity, and as well as starvation and deaths related to starvation. And some more details which mainly says that acute hunger is increasing not only in scale wise, that is number wise, but also even in severity wise. And overall, over 41 million people worldwide, they are falling into a risk into famine and as well as famine-like conditions, unless they receive immediate life and livelihood saving assistance. So here this article mainly focusing that there will be increase in hunger related things and food insecurity, malnutrition, etc. So about 41 million people in the worldwide, they are mainly falling into risk of this famine or famine-like condition. So in this situation, what's the need? Need here is government need to provide some assistance to these people, immediate life and as well as livelihood saving opportunities or assistance that can be given from government side. And now let us see next topic. Title says WHO sounds alarm over Delta variant surge. So this article mainly focusing on again Delta variant. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So this topic will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3, and also this article will be important from health point of view, which comes under GS paper 2. So now let us try to understand this topic. So if you see context, it mainly says that mushrooming outbreaks of Delta variant prompted China and Australia. So now in China and Australia, there is increase in number of cases of this Delta variants. And because of this, they came with stricter COVID-19 curbs. Not only Australia and China, but also even in Japan, USA, there is number of increasing cases regarding this Delta variant. And in this context, World Health Organization, which mainly urged the world to contain the mutation before it turns into something deadlier and draws out of pandemic. Okay, so here this article mainly focuses that World Health Organization said that so world need to prevent mutation before it turns into something deadlier. So as we know now, because of this Delta variant, we got second wave of coronavirus in India, and because of some mutations, we saw there are 3 subvariants, and second subvariant it is also called as Delta plus, and we are expecting because of this Delta plus now there might be third wave of coronavirus in India. So if you see some details, it mainly says that most serious surge of coronavirus infection months that mainly spread to 2 more areas, for example Fujian province and as well as megacity of Chongqing in China. And if you're talking about Delta variant, it was first found in India and it poses an even greater challenge to virus prevention and as well as control work. And this Delta variant, which is very much responsible for second wave of coronavirus in India, and because of mutations in this Delta variant that led to Delta plus, and we are expecting this Delta plus will be an important cause for third wave of coronavirus in India. Okay, so now let us try to see some more important facts regarding this Delta virus. So if you're talking about Delta variant of this coronavirus, Delta variant is also called as B1617 and it was mainly first detected in India, which contains multiple mutations in their spike protein. So if you're talking about what is this mutation, mutation in simple words, I can say like there is change in genetic sequence of that virus. So RNA virus often happens when virus makes a mistake when it makes a copies itself. So once this virus which is entering into our cell, it will go for making of its own copies. So whenever any change which happens in that virus, then that will lead to mutation. And next one is in case of SARS coronavirus 2. It is an RNA virus, right? So mutation means a change in sequence in which its molecules are arranged. Okay, so if you're talking about the SARS coronavirus, so one we can say it is as a mutation. So when this RNA virus mutation means whenever there is change in sequence in which its molecules are arranged, so that is called as mutation. So these are some important things that you need to remember. And now let us see next topic. Title says Vanishing Permafrost. So if you see this image, you can understand it is permafrost. So this article will be important regarding GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see background of this permafrost, areas which ground temperature that will remains below 0 degrees. So what is the meaning of this permafrost means? So whenever we are seeing ground temperature that will remains below 0 degrees for more than 2 years. Okay, for more than 2 years, whenever ground temperature which is below 0 degrees, it is called as permafrost. So it mainly found in mountainous regions and as well as high latitude tundras and as well as taiga regions. And about 13% of such area which does not which mainly seen in one important place in Japan, that is Daosetsu mountain. Okay, in Daosetsu mountain we can see this permafrost is present. If you're talking about approximate area, it is about 150 square kilometers in 2010. Okay, 2010. But here reports mainly says that this is going to disappear by 2100. Okay, 2100 year. So this is the some important details which are given in this topic. And now let us see some facts regarding what is this permafrost. So if you're talking about ground, so this ground will completely remain frozen at 0 degrees centigrade, or we can say below 0 degrees centigrade for at least 2 years, then that region is called as a permafrost. Okay, so this permafrost, I can say this will be divided solely based on temperature and as well as duration. And if you're talking about components of this permafrost, it includes rock, sediments, sand, dead plant, animal matter, soil, and as well as varying degree of ice. So if you're talking about this permafrost, which mainly found under polar zones, okay, near polar zones and regions with high mountains like Scandinavia, Greenland, Alaska, Russia, northern Canada and as well as Siberia. So why on mountains? Because so whenever we are going up from ground, so temperature will be decreased, that is 6.5 degrees per every 1 kilometer. So because of this, whenever we are going to upwards, there will be decrease in temperature, that is called as normal lapse rate. So at the top of these mountains or some distance from ground, so we can see there will be extreme low temperature, and that will also leads to formation of this permafrost. And if you talk about this article, which mainly says that the thickness which is going to be reduced progressively towards south. Okay, so if you're talking about polar region, if you're moving towards south, it will be decreased because of some factors. So first one is its interior heat, second one is snow and vegetation cover, presence of water bodies, and as well as topography. So these are some important factors which are mainly responsible for this decreasing or reduced thickness of this permafrost. And if you're talking about how climate change will affect permafrost, so this will be very much important from your mains point of view. So how this climate change will affect? So first one is permafrost. Whenever there is climate change, okay, whenever there is increase in of temperature or insolation, or we can say like increase in of absorption of insolation, okay, because of all these things and global warming, so they are most threatened by this climate change. It is most threatened by this permafrost. And Arctic regions, they are warming twice as fast as compared to the rest of the planet. So because of this, now current range of temperature change which is being highest in 2000 years. And next one is, for every 1 degree rise in temperature, it will degrade up to 39 lakh square kilometers of permafrost thawing. Thawing means decreasing of size. Okay, this ice will be converted into water. So if you're talking about this study, which mainly says that for every 1 degree rise in temperature, that will lead to degradation of up to 39 lakh square meters. And next one is permafrost, which is frozen. Okay, if you see here in this permafrost, it mainly contains organic carbon. So whenever organic carbon which is present there, it will not go for decomposing or rotting anyway. So because of this, here microbes and soil decompose this organic dead matter. And if you're talking about temperature rise, so because of increase in temperature or increase in global warming, that is leading to melting of this permafrost, and it makes the ground unstable. So whenever whichever ice which is present in that area, whenever it is becoming to water and flowing down, so that will lead to massive potholes, landslide, and as well as floods. So this is gist of this topic. And now let us see next topic. Title says benefits beyond the pandemic. So this article mainly focusing on benefits of wearing mask in this pandemic time. So this article will be important regarding health and also science and technology, which comes from which mainly important from GS2 and also GS3. Okay, so now let us try to understand this topic in a very great detail. So this article mainly talking about benefits of wearing mask or universal masking. Now let us try to understand what is the context. So if you're talking about human respiratory tract, which mainly contains lung, bronchi, bronchiole, etc. So this is one of highly efficient oxygenation system with larger surface area and surplus capacity here. So as you know, if you draw image of lungs, they will be like this, right? So it is approximate, okay, some image. So here we are having small alveoli are present. So these alveoli are nothing but function and structure unit of lungs, and they are simply, I can say, they are air spaces. And these alveoli inside, they are lined with cells, okay, thin flat cells. So if you're talking about respiratory tract, so we are having highly efficient oxygenation system with larger surface area and surplus capacity. And in this lungs, we are having this alveoli. Alveoli, they are function and structure unit of lungs, and even they are lined with thin flat cells, and they are exposed to inhaled air on one side and deoxygenated blood on one other side. So in this way, you are having a delicate respiratory system in our body. So these delicate respiratory system, which mainly exposed to inhaled noxious insults, for example, biological components like bacteria we can inhale, fungus, and as well as virus. And if you're talking about chemical compounds, it may include smoke or any other particles, and some allergy inducing materials we can also breathe in, like dust, pollen, animal fur, etc. So what will be consequence whenever we are inhaling bacteria, virus, fungi, and smokes, some other particles, dust, pollen, animal fur? So finally consequence will be seen like it will lead to progressive lung damage or chronic lung disease. So because of this disease, that will increase morbidity and as well as mortality in people. So in this COVID-19 pandemic, we are mainly focusing on giving importance for face mask or universal masking. So it will help to prevent transmission of this coronavirus, and as well as it will be also having other important uses. So if you are talking about TB, so there are more than 7 million cases of TB are seen annually. So India, it is the TB capital of the world, and it is one of the commonest chronic lung infection or chronic respiratory infection that mainly seen. But now we are mainly using mask. So even inside home and as well as even outside home, we are using this mask. So because of this, what happened, inhalation of this TB bacilli and splitting in public places, that has been decreased drastically, and that is going to decrease burden. And if you are talking about other benefits, so TB can translate into considerably reduced acute and chronic respiratory diseases now. So in this way, it will be improving lives and as well as livelihood of people. And next one is regarding air pollution. So in air, we are having number of organic things and as well as inorganic pollutants are present. So because of using this facial mask, so there is considerable protection from inhaling of toxic particles that is seen to a lesser extent. And next one is occupational hazards. So through occupation, whenever you are working in any factory or any industry here, so you will be having chances of inhaling a number of particulate asbestos, carbon, silica, etc. So that progressively impair lung function. Okay, and in this way, this face masks will also reduce the risk of increasing of occupational hazards. And next one is smoking in public places. So in many of public places, we are using this mask so that we can't go for smoking in public places, right? And because of this, who are the person who is sitting beside you or standing beside you, they will be also have equal effect when you are smoking. So in this way, because of this universal masking, so there is decreased risk, and as well as we are going to protect smokers and as well as non-smokers now. So this is just of this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. So before seeing next topic, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. If you want to clear UPSC 2022, we came up with one excellent, highly important and highly beneficial course, that is Current Affairs Package along with mains answer writing practice. So how this course will be useful? So one thing you need to remember here is, before entering into examination hall, you need to know at least 1.5 years current affairs. And this is right time to join this course to cover this 1.5 year current affairs in a comprehensive manner. And here in this course, we are mainly focusing on how to improve your answer writing skills, because answer writing plays an important role to clear your UPSC. And if you join this course, you are going to practice more than 300 mains question and more than 50 essays in this 1 year course. And next one is, if you join this course, we also conduct prelims test on every Sunday and we provide you explanation part. So in this way, this course which is designed as per demand of UPSC. So finally, I want to say one thing. Please don't take this course as a choice. Try to join this course as soon as possible and achieve your dream of clearing UPSC. So the details of this course are given in description box, so please visit that once. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number 8074765513. Okay, 8074765513. And now let's come back and let us see next topic. So this article mainly talking about clues from Mars. So this article mainly talking about one important planet, that is Mars. Mars is also called as red planet because of a high amount of ferric oxides are present on Mars. So this article will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. Okay, now let us try to see this topic. So if you are talking about background, since early 2019 onwards, researchers, they have been recording and analyzing Mars quakes. Mars quakes, nothing but how earthquakes are forming on Earth. So in the same way, quakes that will be happening on Mars, they are called as Mars quake. So this study, which is a part of InSight mission. So this mission mainly using, so in this study, researchers mainly using data. They have now measured red planet's crust, mantle and core by using data from this InSight mission regarding this Mars quakes. So if you are talking about significance, so what is the important significance of this study? That will help to understand formation, evolution of Mars and also entire solar system. And if you see further more details, it mainly says that researchers, they have discovered Martian crust, okay, and they found that the length will be depth will be 15 to 47 kilometers thick, and this crust most contains relatively high proportion of radioactive elements. And if you are talking about mantle depth will be 400 to 600 kilometers, and this thickness will be twice than that of when we are comparing with that of Earth. And it has similar to mineralogy, which is regarding this Earth's upper mantle. And now they need to recalculate the size of core using this seismic waves, and they now need to calculate the density of this core of Mars. So now let us try to see what is this mission, that is InSight mission. So it is a part of NASA's Discovery program, and this is the first mission to peer deep beneath the Martian surface and studying the planet's interior by measuring its heat output and listening for Mars quakes. Okay, so here it is mainly focusing on interior of Mars and to come up with some evidences regarding this Mars quakes. Okay, so this article, which is one important development of this mission InSights. Okay, so one more important thing regarding this InSight mission is it will use seismic waves which are generated by Mars quakes to develop a map of the planet's deep interior. So whenever we are recording this seismic waves which are released from this Mars quakes, that will be very much helpful for developing of planet's deep interior. So this is gist of this topic. Okay, so by this we are concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to enroll to this current affairs package. Thank you so much.